Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fast Guard. I'm Dwight,
I'm Rod.
and today we want to talk to you about Firewatch. Yes, Firewatch. We're not talking about standing around a campfire and looking at fires. So, number one, at a base level, because an alarming amount of people don't know what Firewatch is. What is Firewatch?
A fire watch is when a building's fire suppression system, smoke alarms, or audible alarms are all offline for either repair or because they failed, they broke.
Okay.
They have another type of fire watch, which is hot work watch, which is when somebody's doing welding or any type of pyrotechnics or anything like that, when there's actually going to be fire in there. But the most common type is the fire watch where the panel goes down. This seems to happen more than probably anything else in the United States.
And can Fast Guard Service provide both of those types of Firewatch service?
24 hours a day, all day, every day.
Okay. So what is not considered a Firewatch?
Sometimes people call and say, we need a fire watch. But while you're there, we need you to keep an eye on some equipment in here. You can't do both. Fire watch has to be dedicated to only doing fire watch. This is why a lot of companies get popped, because they try to have workers that are currently maybe running the front desk at a hotel or supposed to be operating a guard gate. Just do fire watch. You're there. And they might get away with it for a little while, but when the fire marshal comes and say, who's doing fire watch? Oh, well, Jimmy at the front desk is doing it. He takes a break every negative. You got to be dedicated to it. Where's the fire watch log? Oh, well, we just put it in the text message. Negative. You got to have that log either digital or physical on site. So, it's a couple things where people, I guess, get it kind of blurred. They try to do it themselves and end up paying a major penalty.
So another way to explain that would be like when the fire alarm system is working, you don't have your fire alarm that's detecting whether or not there's a fire in the lobby, also checking in customers. So if you're a fire watch, you're essentially replacing the fire alarm until it gets repaired. So the only thing you can do while you're doing or performing fire watch service is fire watch. Correct.
Your whole time there on site is dedicated. And fire watch most of the time runs 24 hours a day. Even, we get people call us, business hours are from 9 to 5. We only need fire watch while people are in there. No, the fire watch is life safety, true. But it protects the building as well, because if the building catches on fire, it can set other things on fire around it. So even though it's unoccupied, you still need somebody to be there doing the patrols, ensuring that the building doesn't burn down. The issue becomes when sometimes guards go on sites and they didn't tell us that the hotel had 60 floors. Like, just do fire watch. What's supposed to happen is every single floor in that location needs to be checked out. Typical rule of thumb is like one guard for every 4 floors. So a building, let's just say with 12 floors, which is 3 times 4 to get to 12, it needs 3 guards. You need one every 4 floor minimum. We quoted a fire watch earlier this week that needed 2 per floor because of the size. The whole area is only 4 floors, but they need 8 guards. Yeah. So it could be like an exponent. We've done big jobs.
So I would imagine you hear all the time, we're remodeling the east wing of said building, and it's 90,000 square feet, 6 floors, but we only need 1 guy.
Yeah. No, it just can't happen. And other companies say they could do it with 1. What's also happening now is that when things happen, somebody has to be responsible. And companies that do that offer inadequate amount of guards for the size of the building, will soon find out how those jaws that you try to, you got your feet dangling over the edge, you'll find out how those jaws snap, because you become liable for certain things because you didn't send out an adequate amount of guards. It's up to the guard company as a professional and as supposed to be a master in the space to say, hey, listen, because of the size of this building, this is what you need. we won't come out there unless you get exactly what you need, because life safety is very serious. We're not going to come out and do a jackleg job and have one guard watching 60 floors. And what the guard's supposed to do, just for quick reference, when the fire alarm goes off, a lot of elevators come to the bottom, like when a fire alarm pull station is pulled. So people have to take the stairs. So if a guard is meant to alert everybody, knock on everybody's door, hey, everybody, there's a fire, how do you think one guard is going to go from the bottom to the top, up the stairs, and then hit every floor on the way down before the building burns down? Like, realistically. And this is what some people try to put you in place of, is being behind the 8 ball. That is insane.
And in the event that the fire suppression system and alarm is not working, if someone pulls the fire alarm, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
So that guard has the responsibility of now alerting everyone in the building that there's a fire or smoke and they need to evacuate. Correct?
In some situations, we have bullhorns or there's air horns. Some situations, you're given like access to a mic. The alarm suppression system might be down, but every apartment may have a speaker in it. You get on the loudspeaker, please evacuate the building. We need everybody to wake up. Then you have to go and knock on every door. Fires burn fast. And the 3 pieces that make a fire are oxygen, fuel, and heat. And so it's no telling what may start a fire. Could be faulty wires, could be lightning strikes, could be something was burning somewhere else and a little bitty ember came in and started a gigantic fire. But one thing remains the same out of all of that, is that when they start, your job is to evacuate, right? Nobody wants to be around the fire. Think how you can evacuate the amount of people, and it probably, the exponent probably needs to change to be less than that if you really think about it. You are responsible for everybody's life while they're up there sleeping. You're there doing the patrols to ensure that the building does not burn completely down to the ground. That's a big job, and I think that people should take it more serious. If you do not know about Fire Watch, this should be the video for you to watch if you're in property management, construction, if you're an electrician, maybe you never had to deal with the discipline of security. It's necessary. We'll give you a free quote anywhere in the country. It's imperative that you understand what the floors and how many guards are needed, because everybody calls with their own prescription. We had guys out here doing it for the last 3 nights. There's only one guy. Unfortunately, we can't provide that service. That one guy is going to be inadequate for 30 floors. Like, you're going to need one every floor.
What are some of the things that property managers should know when a fire watch is ordered?
You got to know who to call in the middle of the night, because it's not like a fire watch happens when you want it to. It's going to happen at some weird time. The fire marshal's going to come over. They're going to tell you your fire alarm, your panel's not communicating. You need to go on fire watch. We can do it at the low cost of $300 per hour. They're not even going to mention to you about a security company. Though, no, I can't say. Let me take that back. Because fire marshals have, in some towns and some states, fire marshals call us and get us on a list to make sure that they know who to give clients when they need it, because they just don't have the manpower. So in some situations, like, even if we want to do this for $300 an hour, we can't. So you need to find somebody. I'll give you a little time tonight, right now. We got 2 or 3 hours, but you need to find somebody immediately, or else we're going to have to evacuate the building. And that happens all the time. And nobody wants to be embarrassed, like a hotel or a condominium or apartment building, being embarrassed having to evacuate all these people. Finding these people some other location to sleep in, fire watch is the much cheaper option.
What are some of the, like, what is documented during a fire watch? Like, what does a fire watch log consist of?
It's the date, the time, what you noticed on your rounds. If you've seen, hey, this door was left unlocked. There was a guy smoking a cigarette in the hallway. I explained to him he can't do that here. You have to be very detailed in your fire watch log, but most importantly, the name of the person who's doing the fire watch, the date, and the time. Because fire watches, we have the secret sauce, and we do our thing a little different here at Fast Guard. We go every 15 minutes, but in most states, they're gonna actually go every 30 or every hour. But we want our guards continuously moving around on the fire watch. We don't want to give time for anything to happen. In an hour, a whole lot can happen. And in some cases, guards go sit down and go to sleep. And so to prevent that, we've engaged in 15-minute fire watch checks, making sure that everything's checked over meticulously throughout the night, making sure that we have fresh people on the shifts to make sure that there's no sleeping eyes, because that's probably the worst thing in the world if you hire fire watch and then these guys get caught sleeping at the wheel and everybody's life's in their hands.
So how should one prepare for a fire watch before one is ordered by the fire marshal?
If you know that your panel is down, if lightning struck, and or the lights all come on the fire panel, you got an issue. In many states, we act as a liaison because we deal with so many fire companies. You can call us, we get somebody over there, a technician, to go over there and check it out. But in many cases, you're going to be on fire watch. They're going to tell you have to shut the system down, disconnect it, because it keeps sending false alarms to us, and we keep loading up in a fire truck to come over here. So we're going to disconnect it. And I think that if you're taking notes and you're a property management company or a property manager, there's 3 people you probably need to have in your Rolodex: a GC, a plumber, and a security company for fire watch. Because it's not if but when. Everybody goes on it at some point. And it's always like pulling teeth trying to wake people up in the middle of the night. That's exactly why we've been here 14 years now, because a lot of people just fire watches happen at weird times at night and nobody's awake. It's like Ghostbusters. You got to wake up the crew and get them out there, get them on site. 4-man, 8-man, 10-man, whatever it is, we'll supply it. But that, in many cases, people can't even find someone that's going to answer the phone when they need it. So it's good to have the names of the companies, local or that can provide the service to you, a drop of a dime. That's really the best policy. You can also be on a price lock program like what we have here, where you're guaranteed the same price, no matter when you call, no matter what it is. We're going to send guards at this price. That's probably the best bet, but you need to act a little in advance to get those things handled.
How would someone take advantage of the price lock program?
Send us an email. You can reach us at 844-254-8273, or you can email us at sales, that's SALES, at fastguardservice.com. We'll be waiting on you. That's really the best way. Email the request in an emergency. Of course, you can call us at the 800 number. But the best way is to go ahead and send in an email.
All right. There you have it. If you need to reach us, 844-254-8273, or online, www.fastguardservice.com. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Have a great one.
Have a nice one.